Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today, we've got a story that's got everyone in the no prep world talking. You know the name, Dominator, the quiet killer from the 405, the guy who's built his reputation not by talking trash, but by letting his car do the talking. Well, guess what? Dominator is officially behind the wheel of the Bumblebee Camaro, and he's tearing up the small tire scene like never before. And now, he's bringing that same beast to Outlaw Armageddon and more events in 2025. Buckle in, because this one's about legacy, power, and the resurgence of one of Street Outlaws' most respected racers. Let's rewind a bit. Just a couple of weeks ago, Dominator jumped behind the wheel of the Bumblebee Camaro for a second chance race. And let me tell you, it wasn't just a good showing. It was a statement. This wasn't a lucky pass or a bracket handed to him. No, this was 64 of the baddest small tire cars out there. And Dominator came out swinging. After a trans brake issue took him out of the main event, he regrouped, re-entered in the second chance bracket, and proceeded to drive out of everybody's life. Word from Booster GT is that his final round pass may have been the fastest run laid down all weekend. Let that sink in. Now imagine this. You've got a screw-blown Hemi, a Liberty transmission, and a driver with street and track experience that spans decades. It's a dangerous combo, and Dominator's looking more comfortable behind the wheel of that Camaro every pass he makes. If the second chance win was just a taste of what's to come, Outlaw Armageddon is about to get a serious shake-up. Now, let's talk about Outlaw Armageddon for a second. This isn't just a local shootout. This is the Super Bowl of no prep racing. In fact, this year marks the 10th anniversary of the event. That's a decade of wild matchups, massive payouts, and unforgettable moments. Remember back in 2015? Big Chief took the win in the Big Tire Finals against Scott Taylor in John Doe. That was a historic race that helped launch NPK and elevate the Street Outlaws brand to a whole new level. Since then, Armageddon has seen winners like Birdman, Megalodon, and Ryan Martin in the Fireball Camaro. From pro mods to true street cars, it's had a little of everything. But these days, it's become more of a small tire showcase, and honestly, it fits. The small tire scene is exploding right now. And with the Bumblebee Camaro, Dominator is poised to be right at the center of it. This year, Outlaw Armageddon moves from Thunder Valley to Tulsa, which means a different surface, different prep, and a totally new vibe. Format? Still unconfirmed. But here's what we do know. When Dominator shows up in that Camaro, he's a threat. He's not just showing up to support the event or make a few passes. He's coming to win. And with the car dialed in, the screw blower tamed, and the Liberty transmission shifting clean, it's not just wishful thinking. It's very possible. And let's give some love to the crew behind the car, too. This isn't a one-man show. The Bumblebee team is tight. From tuning to data to trackside support, everyone is dialed in. And that makes a big difference, especially when you're running a high-horsepower setup like this. Small tire racing is all about control, keeping that monster glued to the track without overpowering the surface. And Dominator, with his years of experience racing on sketchy streets, might be the perfect guy to finesse this car to the front. Now here's an interesting twist I want to bring up. What if Dominator put his Dart on small tires? Think about it. The Dart, with its twin-turbo Noonan engine, has always been a crowd favorite. It's not quite fast enough to hang with the monsters in big tire competition anymore, not without a six-figure budget. But on small tires, with a little setup change and Dominator behind the wheel, that car could be a straight-up problem. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we see that happen sometime in the near future. The timing couldn't be better. We're seeing a massive shift in the no prep world. Big money races are now being built around small tire. More parity, less cost, and frankly, the racing is just as exciting, if not more so. Dominator has always been the kind of guy who adapts, who evolves. From nitrous to turbos, and now screw blowers, he's never stopped learning, never stopped building, and never stopped chasing the win. That's the kind of racer you root for. So what's next? After Outlaw Armageddon, don't be surprised to see the Bumblebee Camaro popping up at more major events this season. Dominator is on a roll, and the team seems to be all in. As long as the car stays together and Dominator keeps doing what he's doing, you're going to see more wins, more records, and more highlights. And who knows? Maybe another six-figure payday is just around the corner. One of the most exciting parts of this whole journey is seeing Dominator step into a car that's already proven, and then make it even better. The Bumblebee Camaro was fast before, no doubt, but with Joe Woods behind the wheel, it's like this car got a new level of confidence. He's not just driving it, he's commanding it. You can feel it in the launch, in the clean, aggressive shifts, and in the way the car plants itself down the track. It's a perfect storm of power and poise. And this is exactly why fans are fired up. It's not just about seeing a popular racer show up. It's about seeing a respected, humble, old-school racer finally get a shot in a car with championship-level potential. We've watched Dominator grind for years, building his own setups, tuning in the dark, showing up to events with heart, but not always the horsepower to match. Now he's got the power, and with it, the ability to truly compete with the top-tier guys, round after round. Think about the energy at events when Dominator's name is called. The crowd knows what he brings to the table. There's a sense of anticipation, even if he's not the biggest name in the field. Why? Because he's earned it. Every race, every pass, every call-out. He's built trust with the fans. They know he's not chasing clout. He's chasing that finish line. That kind of loyalty doesn't happen overnight. And that's why this run with the Bumblebee Camaro is such a moment. Let's also give credit where it's due when it comes to his adaptability. Transitioning from turbos to a screw blower isn't easy. They don't drive the same. A screw blower hits instantly. There's no build-up, no waiting for boost. You're going from 0 to warp speed the second you drop the hammer. And yet, Dominator has picked it up like he's been racing this combo for years. That's not just talent, that's instinct, that's experience, that's being a student of the game. And don't forget the tuning aspect. These high-horsepower small tire setups are not plug-and-play. You can't just roll it off the trailer and let it eat. Every pass tells you something. You've got to know when to lean on power, when to pull timing, how to read the surface, and how to manage the car with finesse instead of brute force. Dominator's deep mechanical understanding, paired with a crew that knows this combo inside and out, is what gives this car an edge. Then there's the mental game. When you're at a race like Outlaw Armageddon or any other $100,000 shootout, the pressure is unreal. It's a grind, long days, hot weather, track conditions constantly changing, and competitors trying to play mind games in the staging lanes. A lesser driver might get rattled, but Dominator? He thrives in that chaos. He's been doing this long enough to block out the noise and focus on execution. That's the difference between a guy who survives first round and a guy who's holding the check at the end of the night. And how about the evolution of the scene itself? Small tire is becoming the proving ground for innovation, real driving skill, and accessibility. It's not just about who has the deepest pockets anymore. It's about who can adapt, think on their feet, and make it stick on sketchy surfaces. That's why seeing a guy like Dominator flourish in this world is so satisfying. He's exactly the kind of racer that small tire, no prep racing was built for. It's also a bit of a renaissance moment for the Street Outlaws OGs. We're seeing familiar faces come back into the limelight not through TV shows, but by showing up and putting in work at real, grassroots level events. That's where the soul of drag racing lives, not in polished production, but in the tire smoke, the late nights, and the 60-foot clock. Dominator Racing, the Bumblebee Camaro at events like Outlaw Armageddon brings that spirit back in full force. And the best part? This is just the beginning. Dominator has found a groove with this car, and the chemistry is real. Whether he continues to pilot Bumblebee through the season or eventually straps back into a revamped Dart on small tires, one thing is clear. Joe Woods is not done. In fact, he might just be hitting his prime. The wins, the momentum, and the fan support are building, and that wave is only getting stronger.